Yo, what's good? So right now we're trading the New York session. It's 8:26 in the morning right now. Only thing I'm really in is the GU buys. I do have a buy limit placed at this entry here, but I still like the way it was rejecting off of the demand level here. So I did place another entry right at the wick touching the zone here. But like I said, I do have a buy limit placed here also. I'm looking at gold. Right now, we're still in a consolidation area. I'm just waiting to see what happens next with that. I also had Euro USD marked up, but because I already took a GBP USD trade and currently holding that, I don't want to take another Forex position just to make sure I hold off on any margin I want to use for a gold setup. So right now, I'm just chilling with the GU. And yeah, I mean, what made me get into these trades? So, usually I trade on a 5-minute, which we have the consolidation. I'm a breakout trader. Yes, we broke to the downside of the consolidation and broke to that support level. So why didn't I sell? When I went to the higher time frame, I like to take in consideration everything. I try not to go too high on the doing 4-hour daily. I don't really do much of that. Sometimes I'll check the 2-hour just to kind of see the structure. But 15-minute, when I jumped on the 15-minute, I noticed this demand level. I liked it. I like this demand level because this is where we got our first leg, right? This is where the initial leg is for the actual breakout to the upside. So I do like this demand level as an area of interest to get into the buys. If you guys been keeping up with the videos, then you understand what I'm looking at, right? I'm just gonna mark it up, and then you guys, for those of you that have seen the videos, you should understand what it is I'm marking up right now, right? And then right here, what do you have? Right, so you have your channel, then you have your leg, and now it's currently doing what we talked about in the last video. All right, so yeah, GU chilling right now. Yeah, we'll just see what else we can get. I'm not really expecting gold to push out of these zones at all. And honestly, gold and any Forex pair that has a currency / USD at the end, usually gold and those pairs will correlate together pretty well. They may have like a delayed reaction, right? So you might see gold push up more bullish than a Forex pair, but the Forex pair will follow it eventually, right? But yeah, right now I'm just chilling. With gold being the more volatile pair, it wouldn't surprise me to see this break out and start pushing to the upside before we actually see any strong bullish movements here, which is fine with me because, like I said, I do still like this demand level on GBP USD. I have my buy limit set here, so I'm okay with this pushing down a little more. My risk for my stop loss is fine, even with having 2 positions open once his buy limit is activated. For this trade, I'm going for 1 to 5. I have the 16 pip stop loss. What I like to do is I do have TP zones, right? So this only works for my 1 to 5 setups though. So usually when I get to like the 1 to 1, I'm not gonna do anything specific, but once I hit to 1 to 2 levels, that's when I start tightening my stop loss. So, I have a 16 pip stop loss. Once I get to that 1 to 2 mark, I'll probably minimize that to like an 8 pip stop loss. And then once I get to the 1 to 3, I'll go break even. And then, 1 to 4, honestly, 1 to 3, I may close 1 position and then stop loss to break even and just leave a floater running. But right now we're just chilling. Like I said, it's still early, so we're gonna see what we end up doing, but it's only 8:30 right now, so yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. It's looking like this buy limit may get activated though. Yeah, we're almost there. Not quite. We missed the buy limit by a pip right now off of this current candle. So I do still see it coming back and hitting that buy limit, but that's crazy. Turn my brightness up, kind of show you. So I have that buy limit, and it just barely missed it. So right now we're just chilling. I do have my other buy still open. Stop loss is set. Chilling. Yeah. And all my trades do get sent out into our signals group. Yo, yesterday we went three for one, so we got 3 dubs and we took 1 loss. The 1 loss was a NAS setup, which was not bad of a loss though, because it was a pretty tight stop loss for 1. And in the signal, I actually did say low risk on NAS, please. I literally typed that as I sent the signal. Just because I liked the setup, but I wasn't very confident in the NAS going to the downside like I was expecting it to based off of my bias, but it's all good. We had 2 positions in AUD JPY, which both hit TP, and then we had 1 position on Euro USD, and those 3 hit TP. And right now, only signal I've sent out for today is a GBP USD buys. I did only send out the buy limit entry though. My other entry was just me being on the charts, and I just figured I'd get in case it doesn't pull all the way back to that entry level. I feel like this is the worst part of trading, bro. Is like, right now I'm in a trade. I'm just like sitting here now. I'm not, like, I like to watch my trades, but I also don't like the period of sitting here waiting to see what happens with the trade, because I feel like it's like a bad juju, right? So I try to distract myself sometimes. I'll just play music or just, do something else, because I feel like when I watch my trades, that shit just does the opposite of what I wanted to do. So as you can see, we're getting a pretty good reaction here. This is the 15-minute. What time is it? 8:34. So we do have a 5-minute about to close in 30 seconds. But as you can see, we've been rejecting off of this demand pretty nicely. I really hope this buy limit gets activated. I won't be upset about it because I do have an entry already in anyway. But I do really want to see this buy limit get activated. I'm pretty confident in the bull structure for today, especially after yesterday. I mean, I can show y'all my trade from yesterday. Oh no, I didn't trade GU yesterday, but same concept with EU though, right? Because they trade pretty similar, they correlate pretty well. So that's on the 2-hour, 5-minute. So as you can see, right, like we went for a 1 to almost 2, right? It was like a 1.181. So if you look at the higher time frame, man, what the hell is going on over here? All right, you look at we're on the 2-hour right now. So this is my buy position from yesterday. So I only took this trade here for 30 pips, and I'm gonna have to move this camera a second, but it was pretty good setup. I could have held. I don't swing trade very often. I tried not to. But this was like a 95 pip move for my entry, which would have been really nice. You know, it would have been a nice trade to hold. But I also don't like to really dwell on what was. It just is what it is. It was still a dub. You feel me? Well, yeah, I mean, if you guys been watching the other videos, you'll realize my trading technique is just very simple, man. I don't really do anything too extra. I mean, I don't have any indicators on. I have like an EMA, but I don't really use that, to be honest. It's just there from when I was messing with it to see how accurate it is. This is also just like another thing I was trying out, but just to see how it reacts with the actual price movements. But I mean, yeah, I don't really use anything too crazy. Takes higher, lower oil prices. You know, for those of you who are new to trading, March 10th. Hold on. Oh man, I didn't realize we had news today for real. At 10 a.m. in an hour and a half. Make sure it's not high impact though. Yeah, not high impact. Yellow folder. I was about to say. So tomorrow, Wednesday, is actually CPI though. That's gonna be interesting. Usually on big news days like that, I kind of won't usually take a trade just because of how volatile the market gets. But sometimes I do. I mean, I've actually caught some really nice trades during news. It was more just out of reaction though, because I was just watching the markets move around, and like probably like 5 minutes before news hit, it was actually on NAS. A crazy trade too. It just did like a crazy sweep of the highs, and I caught it right at the wick, just like a sniper entry right at the wick, and just it sold off for like 1,400 points, and I caught the whole wave. That was a good day for sure. Yeah, man. Right now we're just chilling. It's 8:39 now, so I'll just wait and see what happens. All right, gang, we're back. So look, GU is taking off. That buy limit was missed by 1 pip, bro. It's crazy. But I mean, like I said, I had already placed and opened a trade. For GU, the buy limit was just more of a safer entry point for me to send into the signals chat. So, I mean, it's all good, right? I mean, I got into the trade. My people know I was in the trade and opened the trade when I did. So if they wanted to get in, they could have. And that's how trading goes sometimes though, right? It's not gonna hit the exact mark every time. You just gotta be able to react, right? Because we adapt to the markets, we don't predict them. You know what I mean? You can have your analysis and everything, that's cool. That's what we're here to do. We're here to analyze and just have a bias of what we think may happen. But you gotta know how to react, and you gotta adapt to what the market is doing, right? So that's exactly what I did. Now, what's catching my attention right now is gold. So as you can see, we are breaking out of this consolidation. It's not very confirmed yet for me. I did want to get into a buy, but I'm really not ready for a buy yet, just because I didn't have a full candle closure outside of my zone. You see, we wicked here, and then we stayed within the consolidation area. So right now, all I'm waiting for is to see my official leg, and then I'm gonna see if I get a break, a retest on this one. I just don't like the way we rejected in the zone still. We sticked into the zone. That for me, I'm not very confident in that, but I do still see the buys though. You know what I mean? I might, you know what I mean? I might miss the gold trade. I might see this just take off here in a second without getting a pullback like I want it to be. And for me, really, it's just more, I could get in right here if I wanted to. But just the risk, right? This is, you know, this is a 5-minute chart, and just, you know, this is too big of a stop for me on a gold pair, right? Say if I would have got in at the top of this wick, you know, that's that's too big. That's too big of a stop loss for me on gold. I like to have a pretty tight stop loss. So I'm gonna wait to see if I do get a retest, which we probably will, to be honest. If we're looking at like the higher time frame from yesterday, I mean, we had really nice movement yesterday, right? So, you know, as you can see here, we had the consolidation, and then we broke out. Then we had a pullback, right? This would be another confirmation here, and then we had a strong push up, and then now we just had our consolidation again. So now I am expecting the breakout and another pullback eventually. So yeah, I mean, that's where we're at right now. GU is moving good though. I'm happy with it. Just gonna let that ride. I am a little sick that we missed one pip for that second entry, but it's all good. I'm not gonna stress about it. So yeah, right now I'm just focused on gold. I'm gonna let GU ride out, man. I'm just gonna let GU do his thing, and whatever happens, happens with that. EU setup was pretty solid too. You know, I had this set up. I did expect it to come back into this level here. It's pretty, like I said, it's GU and EU because they're Forex pairs, right? Anything with the USD after the slash, they're gonna correlate pretty well together. You know, so as you can see, this is EU, and then if you look at GU, right, did kind of the similar thing, broke to the downside and bouncing back up. On EU, broke to the downside, bouncing back up. All right, moves similar. But I mean, GU just seemed like the cleaner setup because we actually did bounce right off of my zone here, my area of interest off of the 15-minute. And EU didn't exactly hit into that zone, right? So for me, it was a lot more clear what GU could potentially do, which is why I got into GU instead of EU or even taking both, because sometimes I will do that. You know, they might both fly. It doesn't make a difference to me though, because my entry needs to be on point. I like my entry to be confirmed, right? I need to have that confirmation. I'm not just getting in to get in. GU, yeah, I placed my entry, but that was already after two retests, right? Two candles closed on that zone, rejecting off of that zone. For me, that was good enough to get in. So yeah, we're riding with that right now. Gold is still moving nice, you know what I mean? Now we have an official candle closure. Now, why won't I get in, right? I'm not getting in yet. I can. If I wanted to be aggressive, I can. But for one, I'm doing a small account right now. So I don't want to take too risky of a trade and, you know, risk blowing too much of my account. So I'm really just trying to stay disciplined and follow everything to the T. If I usually on my bigger accounts, I will be more aggressive just because I'm all right with losing a couple $100 if I do pull back and hit the stop loss. But right now, you know, we're forming the leg right now, right? This is your consolidation. You have your break now that this 5-minute closed above the zone, outside of the zone. So we're forming the leg. What's after the leg? Go watch the last two videos and you understand, right? So I'm just waiting to have that next step happen, and then we're gonna find the confirmation. Because I wouldn't be surprised, and again, go watch the videos, man, because I explained all this. I wouldn't be surprised to see price come back into this level here after it's done pushing that leg up, right? So once we hit that leg, once that leg formation finishes, I want to see that pull back probably into this zone here, just depending on what happens and how far up we go. But that's where we're at right now. I'll just update everybody. We have hit the 1 to 2 technically. Let me move this specifically to my setup. GU. I got in, or I'll add another one just in case this does pull back and still hit me into my buy limit. Because that's a pretty nice candle there. So I could see this. We got 2 minutes. This is still a bullish candle for me, right? I'm not too worried about it melting after that. So I still think we could probably pull back and get into that buy limit before we make an official push all the way up. So what I'm gonna do is add my second position, or my first position where I got in at, which was 1.34379. Same stop loss. And I'm gonna go with the same TP. Now I know y'all probably like, bro, why'd you get in? Why was that your entry? To be honest, like I said, I was fairly confident in this trade. When I saw that we were pulling back, right? We broke out. I wasn't confident in the sales. And the crazy part is I actually said that in my Discord. My exact words were, I started off with my eyes are on Euro USD and gold right now. Got the consolidation on both. GBP USD also. I'll be in the lounge soon. Try not to trade too early, but you know me, when shit look good, I may have to jump in. Win, lose, or draw, the risk takers always end up on top. And then I said I'm gonna for sure wait on GU and EU. They broke to the downside of the consolidation area, but I do not like the sales. I do not see them on the higher time frame. I'm going to wait. And then I said, I like the demand level GU is heading towards on the 15-minute, which is this area here, right? So I like to do that in my chat. I like to, you know, especially the paid mentorship. You know, I'm not a course dude. So when people join, I like to be very transparent. Everything I do, every loss, you know what I'm saying? Every one of my losses, we love flexing the wins, you know what I'm saying? But we also throw the losses in there. You know, I have a channel in there for rough trades where, you know, we go in there and we'll drop our losses in there and, you know, we'll try to explain like what happened, you know, was it like a mental thing or was it just a bad analysis, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I sent all that out in the morning before I even got in the actual trade. And I did send the signal for this level down here, which it never hit, which it's all good. It happens. But yeah, so that's the second entry. Or the first entry. The second entry would be my original analysis here. But yeah, I mean, I just saw that it was rejecting nicely off of this. So after that second candle closed on the 5-minute, it made me confident. And to be honest, it was like around here where I got in at this wick here on the green candle in the center. So that was kind of the entry. And then it was just kind of playing around. And then now we're in profit now, right? We're floating. So, but yeah, I mean, that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna update y'all in a bit where we're at market wise, see if gold ends up setting us up. Yo, what's good? So we're back. GU floating nice, man. We're doing good. I did tighten my stop loss on MetaTrader. I haven't moved it up here yet, but I will. You know, we're floating pretty good in the profit right now. As you can see, there's entry, the stop loss. I will adjust it here. I'm gonna take off this original entry because I did delete my my buy limit now. So it is what it is. Missed it by a pip, which is crazy, but it's all good. So we had a, let's see, 3.4, 379. Doesn't even look right. Oh, I'm looking at that entry. Goof. 34247. All right, there we go. Yep. So we took it down about halfway. We already broke that 1 to 2 mark. So I minimized the risk, which is great. Gold, man, y'all see that? It's all good though. I still do want to see a pullback. You know, if I'm gonna see how we react if we do pull back into this area, just right off of that support or resistance now support, or see if we react to this level here. But yeah, I mean, gold right now, we're just chilling, waiting to see what happens. I'm not gonna press it too much. Damn, I'm not gonna press it too much. It is what it is. You miss a trade sometimes. It's all good. I ain't gonna lie. That's a crazy push though. But like I said though, I mean, on the higher time frames, it does that all the time. So right now, right, like I was just on the 5-minute and it looks crazy, but you go to the 15-minute, right, you're still just forming the leg, you know what I'm saying? Look at the 30-minute. You're still just forming the leg. So we're gonna wait and see. You know, I'm not a big fan of trading too late. It's 9:30. Market's about to open, which is I'm not saying it's late right now, but what I'm saying is, you know, a lot of times, a lot of these retests for gold won't really happen till like noon, 11. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we will get it 9:30, 10 a.m., which would be nice today. But when it's later in the day, I try not to look at the charts because I don't want to feel like I want to trade. You know what I mean? Because like, bro, you know, once you get into this and start getting like the hang of it, you get obsessed with this shit, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, I built the skill set, and I got the plan. Now it's all about execution. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, this is where it's like, I'm either gonna turn up or I'm gonna get turned down. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, bro. Like I'm gonna have to turn up now or I'm gonna get turned down, bro. You know, there's no other option right now. I've already built the skill set. I have the plan, everything. Like now it's all literally just all on me grinding my ass off to make it work. And like that's the craziest part about trading, because this is I feel like the transition into that, like, oh shit, it's getting real now. You know what I mean? Like once you start getting you know what I mean, you start being able to withdraw every week, and you know, once the consistency hits, that's when you're like, shit, you feel me? So like looking at gold right now, as you can see, we rejected pretty nice here. I don't know if this is an area of interest. Not really. It kind of just tapped into this wick here. With it pushing out so much, you know, this is the 2 hour. We still have 30 minutes where there's 2 hour candle to close. So who knows? We could be sweeping and filling in this gap, you know, this imbalance area, and could possibly reverse. I don't see it doing that for real. Because I do like the buys, especially after all this motion yesterday. We're finally breaking out of the 2 hour consolidation. And no, I do not trade higher time frame consolidation area and trade a breakout off of a 2 hour. I don't do it like that. I stick to smaller time frames. But this may be where we get our retest. It's 9:30, so yeah, we may be able to get our retest here. So we're gonna wait and see what happens with that. GU, we're still good. We're flowing still. Kind of rejecting off this level here. But if I'm being honest though, I'm gonna let GU fly. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna hold GU. I kind of wanted to take profit just so that I can like be a little bit more comfortable taking a little bit more risk off of gold just to have a bigger position. But it's all good. I'm gonna let GU fly. We already minimized the risk anyway, so I'm gonna just let it do its thing. But I do really want to take a gold trade, because if you already a trader, you know what I mean, experienced, bro, you know gold is gonna pay you. Just like NAS and US30 will, gold will pay you, bro. And you know, the Forex pairs can too. You just have to have like a way bigger lot size. But yeah, it's all good. I'll still hop in this joint. When if it gives me opportunity, I'll get in there for sure. Yeah, we're just chilling. Hopefully, this pulls back enough for us right now, though. For those of y'all who's still watching, right? I mean, I know this video, I don't really want to make long videos just because I feel like people really ain't gonna watch the whole video. Maybe some of y'all do. If y'all is, I mean, I appreciate it too, man. Let me know what y'all want to see on the channel, bro. I mean, I want to keep it, you know, focused more on trading for sure. But yeah, I mean, like, if y'all have specific questions about trading and shit like that, just ask in the comments, bro, and I'll make a video or I'll respond to your comment or something. You know, don't forget I'm doing that giveaway once we hit 150 subscribers. 150 subscribers, you know, on the last video I made, the part 3 of the trading basics, you gotta subscribe, and then you gotta comment, just comment on the video. That way I can put everybody's names that comment on the spinning wheel, and whoever win, whenever we hit the 150 subscribers, whoever win, name pop up on the spinning wheel gets a lifetime mentorship for free. And then I'm doing another one, the same. We're doing 2 slots for the mentorship lifetime giveaway. One is gonna be based off of YouTube subscribers. The other one is based off of the free trading community we have in Discord. Once that hit, we just launched it last week. Once that hits 50 members, we're gonna add another person too. So those 50 members, once they're added, we're gonna take those 50 names and put them on the spinning wheel too. So that's another thing. You have 2 chances there, right? Off of YouTube, and then you join the free Discord, and now your name's in there 2 times. You feel me? So take advantage, bro. We drop a lot of knowledge, bro, and we trade mainly every morning together. Truth be told, Friday is kind of a no trade day for me. I'll still be on the charts, but it's more just watching, sharpening my skills, man. You gotta sharpen the knife, man. Keep the knife sharp. You feel me? I'll come mark up and just see how it play out. See if I was wrong or right. Just making sure my skills is on point. Or if it was a bad week, I'm down for the week. I usually take Friday to go over all my trades for the week and kind of determine what went wrong, what didn't I see. And like I said, it's just to sharpen my skills, it's nothing more than that. As y'all can see, we're still closing pretty nice to come back and reject and retest some areas on there. So we're gonna see what happens, bro. GU. Yeah, see how they correlate together though, GU and gold. So now that gold is pushing back down, GU is pushing back down now, right? So it reacts off of the dollar. And here's some little sauce for y'all, right? For those of you who are a little bit newer to trading, especially Forex trading specific, if you're trading USD pairs or gold, I don't feel like it correlates very much with NAS and US30 if I'm being completely honest. But specifically XAU USD gold, right? The dollar matters, right? And the pair on TradingView for the dollar is DXY. Right, so you gotta think about it, bro. The value of the dollar is going to determine which way gold will move, right? Or which way GU will move, right? So, for example, right now, see how we were pushing up? That means the dollar is losing value. So if we go and look at the dollar, it was losing its value that time we were pushing up. Now, can it still push back up? For sure. I'm hoping it don't, because then that would mean if it pushes up, that means our current trading profit will start moving down and go the opposite direction. But yeah, definitely you want to look at the DXY, pay attention to the USD. That's why watching the news is important too. Yeah, that's why watching the dollar is important, just because, you're gonna be able to give. It's like another. I use it for like another confluence. It's like another confluence for me. So if the dollar is bearish, then I would be a little bit more confident in the buys if I see the setup for the buys on my USD pairs or for gold, right? Like if gold already showing me like, okay, like right now, right, specific. Okay, this is showing me bullish structure. That's what it's showing me right now, bullish structure. Now if I go to the dollar and I look, what is it showing me right now? Bearish structure, right? Yeah, we're pulling back right now, but that's okay. I still see the bearish structure. Even if we go to the 30-minute, I see the bearish structure. That for me is like, okay, it makes sense for gold to be bullish right now then, because that means we're going to be going into the buys. So that's kind of how I use it. There's another secret sauce. I'm not trying to make this an educational video for real. I'm just trying to trade, show y'all how I'm trading and shit. Yeah, right now we're still floating. I'm gonna just wait for gold to do what I'm hoping it does. I'm not gonna lie. I really would be way more confident if we hit this area here. But I may take entry if we reject this. If I have one candle touch and close with a rejection here, I'm gonna get in. And my stop loss will be right underneath that wick, right? So what do I mean by get in and leave a small stop loss, right? So say we come in here, All right, say this is the wick, right? I'm literally going to get in the buys, but because it's not a super confirmed rejection, that'll be my stop loss, right? That's literally what my little ass stop loss, and I'm gonna just take the trade and probably target the last high it makes, which would be at the top of this wick, which is crazy because that'd be a 1 to 12. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of patience right now. But yeah, man, I'll let you know what we end up doing. All right, what is good? So look, as you can see, gold is finally retesting. It's coming back into that level. I almost slipped up. I almost got in the trade, bro. I got hyped, but it's all good. I'm really waiting for the candle to close, this current 5 minute to close, and we got 2 minutes left for that. And I want to just see the reaction with this candle, right? So if we're able to close like this with this wick, I'm gonna just get in and put my stop loss below this wick here. But like I said, I want to wait for this 5 minute candle to close, because if it looks too bearish, if this candle closes way too bearish for me, then I'm probably not gonna get in. But like the way it's pulling back up right now, just in this current candle, for me, I think I'd be all right. You know, I'd feel comfortable getting in just based off of this rejection alone. So yeah, we got another minute, 10 seconds for this candle to close. So we'll see if we get this opportunity here. Really nice pullback though, for sure. And remember, I told y'all that it was gonna probably happen, right? You know, you got consolidation, got the break. What's next? You know what I'm saying? You know, I broke it down for y'all in 3 videos, bro. I did it for y'all. If y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying? If it's not a matter of the strategy not working, it's a matter of you figuring it out to the T, you know? And I'm not gonna give y'all all that in the YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying? Join the mentorship, man. Come eat, you know what I'm saying? But right now we chilling. 30 seconds for this candle to close. We're gonna see GU still floating, but it did pull back, which was, whoo. I wish I would have seen this. I probably would have dropped a second entry. That's a clean rejection too. But it's all good. Yeah, that looks nice. But got 10 seconds for candle closure. And I'm thinking we're gonna take this buy. If this candle closes just how it is right here, I'm gonna call it wraps. All right, I'm in. Stop loss below the wick. And all right, so we got in. Entry was 52.0521. Stop loss is 51.9571. 95.71. That's good enough. And then the TP I placed was 52.5595 to 55.95. So a nice little 1 to 5. That's pretty decent there. We're gonna let this run. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. The rejection was clean. It's 9:50, so 10 a.m. It's a little secret about 10 a.m. You know what I mean? There's a secret about 9:32 before different pairs. But gold specific is a little secret for 10 a.m. And I'm hoping we see it happen today, because then y'all gonna be like, damn. But yeah, right now we chilling. We're in gold now. Really tight stop loss, so we you know what I'm saying, we might you know, we might end up taking that L, but hopefully not. You know what I mean? I'm very confident still. But yeah, I mean, this for me is still aggressive entry. This is still aggressive entry for me. But why did I get in? Mainly because this is a very volatile pair. Gold is gonna move crazy no matter what, all the time, right? So my reason for getting in was because I didn't want to miss the opportunity. We rejected where I wanted to reject off of one of my levels, And if I take this, if this hits my stop loss right now, you know, we'll wait to see what it does after that, right? Maybe it's gonna reject off of this level again, or maybe we're gonna drop down to the next level down there that I was more confident in, which would be a more secure trade. But we're gonna see. I'm chilling right now. I wanna see what happens for real. Like I said, I'm waiting for 10 a.m. now. I kind of tempted to make the stop loss a little bigger. Kind of tempted to go underneath this wick here, but I'm gonna just leave it as is though. All right, man. I think I'm gonna just let this one ride, and then we gonna come back in when we got another update. Right now we're just chilling, like I said. I mean, it ain't really doing nothing crazy. I got 5 minutes till 10 a.m. So yeah, I think you know what I mean. I'll record another clip right now when we get closer to that 10 a.m. mark. Peace. Screen recording in 3, 2, 1. All right, what up? We're back. Another update. So it is 1 minute till 10 a.m. Let's see what gold decides to do. GU still down here playing around. Just retesting in this area, which makes sense a little bit. So we're gonna wait and see what happens with this. I do still like it. I just don't, I kind of wanted to drop another entry because it's pulling back again into this area. But I'm just gonna wait because like I said, I'm already risking a little much for myself because I'm in gold. But yeah, we're gonna see. Really, this 10 a.m. might just show us what's what. You know what I mean? We might get smacked, or we might just jump straight to TP or something. But it's not news either, right? Just want y'all to see the 10 a.m. magic real quick with gold. Sometimes this thing is just gonna do some crazy shit. But we're chilling. Now it's kind of forming some consolidation there. Like I said, I'm really, really hoping it just pushes up. I don't want to see it push back down anymore. Only because, you know, we already have this wick rejection here. But we may see another rejection down here, which would suck because it would stop us out. Because my stop is right underneath that wick there that it rejected off of the first time. And that there is showing me it's gonna probably want to reject again. But it's all good. We're gonna see what happens. GU still kind of in that area. We're still in profit, but it's definitely coming back down a bit. Let's see what the dollar is talking about. So dollar is pushing back up, which is probably why we're seeing gold and GU move down. But let's see what happens. We'll see what happens in this area here, though, because it could just be retesting the highs. But we're gonna see. Gold. Yeah, we'll see, bro. I'm not too worried. If I take the L, I take the L. Luckily, we minimized the risk on GU for that entry. So, you know, I literally minimized it by half, basically half. So, minimize the GU position by half on the risk. Gold, the stop loss is tight enough to where I'm not worried about the loss either. So, I think we'll be all right. It's gonna be all right. CGU pushing real nice off of this level still, this demand, which is great. I like that. Yeah, we just chilling, waiting. 10 a.m. ain't do what I was expecting it to do. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, but we're just chilling, bro. Kind of have a fucking headache. Yeah, I usually trade in my Discord, but I just wanted to shoot a video for YouTube today. I'll just put the video out. You know, I really only trade in my Discord only because I want the students to be able to join and see what's up. But, you know, right now I have some newer students who aren't really up to schedule yet, which is kind of on them, which is all good. You know what I mean? Once they get the gist of what's expected of themselves, right? For them to do for themselves, not really expected of me because it's on them at the end of the day. You know, I know I'm awake, I know I'm here, I know I'm doing what I gotta do every day. So it's up to them to start making that change. And it's hard to wake up. Don't get me wrong, it's hard to wake up, shit. But, you know, I went to sleep at like 1:30 in the morning. I was up at 6:22 this morning, you feel me? And I was been up the whole time. Handled my business in the morning, and then pulled the laptop out. I do have it set up, but I'm just not near it right now, so I'm just on my laptop, which I kind of like the laptop either way because it's easier for me to screen record on this. But yeah, I mean, hey man, this is gonna probably be the end of the video. I mean, yeah, this looks like it may either just take a while for it to start pushing, or it's gonna consolidate. You know what I mean? It could go either way right now, and I feel like it's gonna take a while. I don't like sitting here on the charts this long, right when I'm already in my trades. My stop losses are set, my TPs are set. Usually what I do like to do though is specific situations, like especially with gold, being in gold trades is important for me to do this. I like to add alerts once I'm about halfway to TP, just so I can check it out and see what's going on, see if we're gonna reject off of this level and just melt, and then I'll just close the trade and profit there. But yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Right now, it's not looking good for real. I don't like the way that candle just closed on the 5 minute. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna be too upset about it. It is what it is. Like I said, we minimize the risk, so that's important. That's what matters right now. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all watched the whole video, subscribe, please subscribe. And yeah, I mean, we just chilling. I'll probably just update in the comments what happened, TP or stop loss hit or whatever. And I might do this more often because it's kind of dope. I'm not great at editing though, so that's kind of why I don't really like to record a lot of videos, just because the editing part sucks. But, you know, we'll see. Appreciate y'all tuning in though, bro. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the WAP link and go join the free Discord community. Make sure y'all comment on the part 3 trading basics, the last video I dropped before this one.